Well, welcome to episode 11 of the Bailey Joe Card Show. Tonight we have a special guest, Anthony from Sacc Wolves. Anthony is the owner of Sacc, which is Student Athlete Coaching and Consulting. It's a company that makes recruiting videos for high school soccer players. And Anthony also has his own breaking channel where he breaks mostly soccer cards, if not exclusively soccer cards. Is that correct?
Yes, we only sell soccer cards.
Okay. So how often are you guys doing breaks right now?
And it was going every Monday, but now we've kind of gotten into maybe like a 2-a-week type of a formula. Monday night's our night. There's a lot in the soccer breaking community. Pretty much very few people break on Monday nights. We thought we didn't want to like step on anybody's grass, so we just decided to start breaking on Monday nights, and it's kind of gone well. To have that schedule, I think people even look forward to it. So that kind of got us started, and we were breaking. Now our thing is, I would say, U.S. soccer breaks. We're kind of focusing mostly on U.S. soccer cards. So we were breaking other series and things like that, but we found a kind of like a little bit of a niche. It plays into I would say our company language as well.
Right. I was watching your break from this Monday, and there's some crazy cards that come out of those boxes. You were opening 2015 and 2016, right?
Correct.
That was like some of those cards are just like how do they even make those? I don't even.
Yeah, no, I love the series. Those series in particular. I think any time we can take and celebrate the game of soccer, particularly within our country, I think that we're doing a good thing. So these cards are specifically for our U.S. soccer teams, and they highlight the U.S. men's national team and also the U.S. women's national team.
That is cool. And I feel like a lot of the women's cards are more expensive than the men's, which is crazy, but like also cool.
I saw that today. That was crazy. Alex Morgan had a $13,000 lot today. 13,000. Two on-card autos. Crazy.
What was the lot?
2 on-card autos, patch autos, and it said USA team on them both. If you look them up, Alex Morgan. There's only 2 of them, and the guy owns both of them, and he has it for sale for $13,000.
Oh, it's listed right now.
Most expensive cards on the market right now.
Oh, so it hasn't been sold yet. It's just on the market.
Just on the market.
So those are my listings. That top listing is ours.
Let's go.
Is ours. Oh, nice. Wait, hold on.
No.
1 of 2
man.
and 2 of 2. Oh, it's immaculate. Okay. Interesting.
I want those cards,
right,
man.
So the deal is her number is
serious.
13. I don't know if you picked up on that. I do stuff like that too. So her number is 13. So that's why the price. I don't think it's necessarily an accurate price, but she wears the number 13, so that's why you see all the 13s there.
I get it.
Can we see that picture of
Yeah.
that? I think that might be Adam's. Yeah, those are sweet looking. Let me see the seller.
I'm trying to look for the seller.
It's right to the right of the pic. Yeah. No, I was thinking it was. Those are sweet looking cards. What do you guys think?
Yeah, I love them.
I want them, man. What are they worth?
I don't necessarily. So that's an interesting thing. I think the U.S. women's national team cards in particular are kind of, I would say, a hidden gem in a way. It's a big part. It's our play in particular. We go after a lot of U.S. women's national team cards. I'm a soccer coach. In normal circumstances, I coach pretty much every day of my life, and we have an organization that goes out and trains players, teams, and so we feel committed to helping to grow the game that way. But soccer cards in particular, and part of our play is to get into the U.S. women's national team and get into U.S. men's national team to help share stories and to help grow the game of soccer through cards.
That is cool.
That's awesome.
It's like it's a really great combination because I mean, people who love soccer absolutely love soccer, and then people who love cards are literally addicted to cards. So like, when you can find people that enjoy the two and combine them, it just makes for a really great pair.
Yep, for sure. Especially now, like nobody's playing. You know, Bundesliga I think has a match coming up this Sunday.
Yeah.
But you know, most of the world nobody's playing soccer right now. So what can we do? We can watch old games. We can share stories. We can connect with some of these professional teams on various levels. But I think soccer cards are a great way to kind of stay connected. Ooh, see that Julia Ertz right there? That's ours.
That is awesome.
Yeah, so that's a strong ask. Here's the card. It's a strong ask, but I also think that card in particular potentially could be one of the biggest. And that Mia Hamm is ours. Is all these one-on-ones you see? That Tobin Heath is ours.
Holy crap!
Christian's on there too. Pulisic.
Say again?
Christian Pulisic as well.
Yeah, so Christian Pulisic could be a pretty big deal. So there's two totally different plays. The women are good now, right? So yeah. I think that there's going to be a lot of people, and actually I know there's going to be a lot of people in this country who have younger daughters who are soccer players, who probably collected soccer baseball cards, basketball cards, hockey cards as young people. And this is a little bit of Gary Vee talking here, but it's true.
Oh, right.
Soccer is the #1 youth sport in America, and I don't know if you've ever been to a U.S. men's national team game or a U.S. men's national team game. It is flooded with kids.
Yep.
So just connecting people, like a father's older hobby, and then maybe sharing that with their younger daughter, with the #1 sport in America and also an international type game. Like there's people from other countries that are like, I love the U.S. women's national team. So there's that.
Wow.
So we believe in the U.S. women's national. We also believe in the U.S. men's national team, who are kind of at a low right now, right? They missed the last World Cup. They didn't participate in the last World Cup. They've got these young guys in there that you can access their cards for, relatively cheap amount of money. You don't have to spend a lot of money. Pulisic is more of an expensive card for the men's side, but the other guys, some of these younger players, you can get in and get their cards for relatively inexpensive. If we show well in the 2022 World Cup,
right?
If we put on a show in 2026, we actually host that World Cup.
Yep.
Those cards are more like a 5-10 year play. They could be a pretty deal. You're accessing a lot of these cards for pennies. And then if the men's side actually produces, you could be sitting on a gold mine.
Wow.
So two totally different plays. The women are good now. We have the Olympics coming up
next summer.
From now until the Olympics happen next summer, assuming normal stuff happens, normal life. This whole run-up right now with the U.S. women's national team is going to be huge. But then the longer play for the men.
Yeah, so because in the Olympics, the women's side can be whatever age they want, but the men's side has to be like under 22. Is that correct? Or
that's a good question, and I should know the answer to that, but I don't.
Okay.
I think it is with other sports. I think with soccer, I'm picturing it because with the women, it could be any age. With men, are you suggesting that they have to be within a certain age to play?
I thought the men they had to be under 22
for the Olympics.
Yeah. Yep. 23. Okay.
Yeah. There you go. Nice. You're teaching me.
Huh.
That's an interesting point. But the focus is on the World Cup, though. Really, I think, at least in the card world, and Pulisic's. I mean, his only true rookie is of 2016. It's got to be that Prizm, right? I mean, that's the true rookie. And there's a Don Russ 2016 Don Russ debut as well.
So you have the Don Russ debut, and I would kind of highlight the Panini Select series that you saw all the way up top. Actually,
yeah.
So
those are the two I'm buying most of right now because they're the only two true rookies.
Mm-hmm. So you have that one, and if you go down a little bit further, there's an emerging star autograph card.
Oh yeah.
That one right there. So that's from the same series of Panini 2016-17 Panini Select.
Yep.
And then you know, I don't know, you guys are probably familiar with the Select series. So that's his base auto, but then you go into all the prisms and things like that, and it's those are, I would say, some of the more expensive holistic cards.
So, what do you think? What do you think about like the Mbappe and Ronaldo? Mostly Mbappe. Like his price is absolutely insane. Like reaching Mike Trout and like LeBron status almost.
Yeah,
Like,
that was one of my questions.
is it just because like he's the best up and coming, or I don't know. It's crazy to me.
You know, Mbappe is really interesting, and he's kind of helping to push this industry right now. I think guys like Messi and Ronaldo are iconic. I really don't think that if you decided to invest in those cards, whenever you decide to invest in them, I don't really think that you can go wrong. It would take like global poverty in order for those cards to actually go down in value. I think that anybody could come into the soccer card world, invest in Messi and Ronaldo, and be okay. The plays of Mbappe and Jadon Sancho and Ansu Fati and some of these up and comers is like a risk in any, you know, if you overpay to get those cards too early and then Mbappe breaks his leg, you know, it doesn't happen.
Absolutely.
Then it's more risky play, but you know, guys like Ronaldo and Messi, I don't think you can really go wrong there.
Right.
If you can access those cards for relatively inexpensive, then it might be worth the play on an Mbappe. Mbappe's big, you know, his team just won a World Cup. He's you know, he's tremendous. I mean, he kind of, you know, went off in the World Cup. So you know, that's why Mbappe is kind of a big deal right now. He's so young and he already has a World Cup under his belt.
Yeah. So Ben, I think like 2 months ago, right, bought a Pele card. And that.
So let's list it on there. Look at it. Tell me what this card is worth.
Oh,
I don't really have an idea, and I honestly, I feel like I want to keep it because I like it. I have an emotional attachment to it.
Oh man!
Just type in Pele soccer auto and then do highest.
Huh. Oops.
There's Pele. Yeah. There's one that has a Brazil patch in it. That's really cool. Yep, that's it right there. Beautiful. I wish the patch was a little. Go to the other one that's listed for $29.99. It's got their patch is Brazil. Pretty cool.
This one? Oh, this one.
You gotta go to highest price right there. Yeah.
It actually says Brazil on the patch.
Isn't that sick?
And yeah, it's really nice.
Plus it's a 10.
Yeah,
it's 10. Yeah.
Yep. That's really nice card.
But it's crazy.
Autos are probably always going to hold value in soccer, especially legends like Pele, I would imagine, right?
That's how I feel. I mean, these are guys that have kind of like helped to shape the game for the better over a longer period of time. You know, when soccer first came to the country, Pele was at the forefront, you know, playing in America in the stadiums, and you know, is still today a huge ambassador for the game of soccer. You know, always kind of showing his face around at various conventions and things like that, and I think it's really cool how he helps. I mean, I don't know how everybody else feels about Pele, but I mean, just somebody as a figure to help grow the game in this country, I think it's done a huge amount of
absolutely
things.
Yeah, for sure. Do you personally collect soccer cards? Then are you like trying to buy a certain type of card or like looking for anything particular?
You know, I go after anything that has value now and or could potentially have value. I really, you know, there's certain players that I appreciate and like when I watch soccer.
Right.
There's nothing that I'm too emotionally attached to that, you know, like I have to have that card. You know, I just look at it, is it going to make us money now immediately, or is it going to make us money later? And that's how I decide whether or not we're going to go after a card or cards.
For sure. I've been noticing the Prizm 2014 series of the Ronaldo and the Messis they've been doubling almost every single month their value, and right now they're at a crazy high. I was buying up the what is it, the World Cup Stars card, thinking that was like the base card, and really I feel like the Prizm base card goes for more than the World Cup Stars card. And
Yes.
So now I'm trying to catch up, or at least figure out what the deal is going on with that between those two. Is the World Cup Stars, is that an insert then? Is that how that works in the series?
I believe so. And, you know, I dabbled a little bit when these boxes were much cheaper than what they are now. So I have a decent amount of cards in that. But
Nice.
I pretty much, we can confirm right now that the base cards are a little bit more valuable than, say, the World Cup Stars card that you're talking about. So, like, there's Neymar. I think in 2014 Brazil hosted, right? So, like, Neymar's a cool card to have because he's from Brazil. So, yeah, his base card is valued more than his World Cup Stars card.
Wow. I see. All right. I happen to see the same among the Ronaldo and Messi cards. In fact, I'm even looking at there's a silver of each of them that ends tonight on eBay that seems like would be a silver, and either one of those cards would be a reasonable buy too, to just hang on to for at least 4 or 5 years just to see what happens to it.
Yeah, no, for sure. You know, if you can get your hands on a Messi silver from this series, you know, just hold it. You know, like
Absolutely. Yeah.
see it going down.
Do you think that there's like an
I
advantage
agree.
for soccer cards to, you know, have come from different countries and be in different clubs? Does that change the state of what their, you know, quote unquote rookie card tends to be? I mean, for the demand of the card?
You guys prepared your question. It's a really good question. The rookie card in soccer is so interesting, and I think it can. You know, I think a lot of people are using rookie card to help them, you know, maybe sell their card for more. But you know, is the rookie card the first senior team that player plays for and plays not so many minutes, or is their rookie card after they get, you know, transferred from that first senior team to another team where they actually have a huge impact? So I think people are doing a little bit of both, and it's, you know, I've seen in a couple groups somebody articulated it really well, but it's so interesting to me soccer, in my opinion, discovered the rookie card probably about a month and a half ago.
It's crazy.
It's
The 2000
true.
The Don Russ 2018, like you were saying, they kind of standardized, because even Mbappe's card, his optic card doesn't have the rated rookie on it, like all the other cards do, and that's technically his rookie year card.
17-18, sorry to cut you off. 17-18 is Mbappe's.
Okay, but he doesn't have an optic card from that year, though, does he?
From 18-19?
Or from 17-18?
Yeah, no, the first optics were Don Russ 2018-19.
Yeah, so technically in Don Russ, that's his quote-unquote rookie card, which...
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
And then Prizm has the same thing. It's like the first Prizm. You know?
Yeah, so for the Pulisic cards, I've really been watching Don Russ. He has a Don Russ debut card that's a 2016. It's really the only Don Russ card, I believe, that's true to his rookie year. And then, of course, he has Dortmund, and that's technically a rookie card for 2017 for the Revolution series. And then, you know, he's got his USA jersey, and his Chelsea jersey is the first Prizm, you know, that I thought was actually potentially be a rookie card for, you know, Chelsea fans as well.
Yeah, it's interesting how you're talking about it. I think is how the industry is kind of talking about it as well. But you even see, like, with this whole Marcus Rashford thing that's going on, you know, you know, I posted this card. So these cards, are you know, the 2016-17 select, which we're calling rookie, but then somebody on a post that I made is like, oh, that's not his rookie, it's this one, you know, and it's
That's funny.
about it. Or even Mbappe's rookie, like we're calling Mbappe's rookie, maybe one of his rookies is from 17-18 select, but then other people are chiming in and saying, oh, his true rookie is the sticker when he was with Leon, and
well, Prizm kind of just demands they just sort of like flex on the rest of the cards a little bit in that sense, to where like you know, the 2014's the World Cup series for you know, Messi and Ronaldo, to me kind of appears to be like a potential rookie series play almost, you know, like there's more cards before that, but you know, Prizm has this strong hold on the market.
Oh, for sure. You know, Ronaldo and Messi's true rookie was 10 years ago, before the
right. I've seen those cards.
It's pretty cool, right?
The cracked what is it? There's a cracked series or something along those lines. Is it 2006 or 2004, that card?
I think it's 2, 3 for Ronaldo and maybe 3, 4 for Messi. I'm behind with those cards. I've had a couple offers come our way about it, but the Catalan version of the Messi rookie would be the one to get. So I guess there was different types of Messi rookie cards during that time. The Mega Cracks series, I think it's called.
Yeah, that's the series that I've found is typically the most expensive, but you can still get one for a PSA 10 for, I think, under $2,000.
Yeah. Yep.
So,
which, if you think about, you know, one of the most popular, most admired athletes in the world, compared to someone like a LeBron James, where their PSA 10 rookie costs, you know, 40 grand or whatever it's at, or Michael Jordan's, you know, like that's seems like a pretty cheap buy.
And I said it earlier, like I don't think you can really go wrong investing in a Messi or a Ronaldo just because of how, you know, they're iconic players.
Yeah.
You know, I know that's a lot. It's a lot of money for the soccer card world, but when you compare it to a LeBron or a Michael Jordan rookie, it's really not a lot of money, like you said. That's a great comparison.
We had another conversation. Was it BJ cards or JB cards?
JB cards, yeah.
JB cards, and he was talking about the fact that you know, the different countries and players and things like that involved with rookies and how that plays into soccer, and just seems like there's a shift. I've been watching it for the last couple months hard, and I feel like I don't know what's happening with soccer market, but it seems like maybe collectors are just getting not bored, but finding, you know, you could buy an optic silver Messi for, you know, less than $50 right now, and just like it seems like cards that, you know, should be selling for more are, you know, eventually in a few years, once the hobby grows and expands beyond, you know, its means of, you know, there's so many people entering the hobby now, and so many people in other countries, I think, are starting to pick up on interest as well in the hobby, especially through our TikTok growing a global following, where people are asking how to get cards and where these cards are coming from. And, you know, some of the people, I see a lot of sales on eBay with soccer cards specifically come from, you know, Great Britain or Australia and in, you know, other parts of the world. So you think that that the popularity of sports cards is, you know, growing globally as well.
For sure.
For sure. And you know, soccer is just that international type of a game where we don't. It could come from anywhere. You know, it's different than baseball. I know baseball's played in other countries, but we wouldn't necessarily say it's an international game. Soccer is that international game where it's #1 sport in so many countries. So the potential for the soccer card industry is, in my opinion, huge. In those countries as they come in, but even our country, like I'm just thinking about, you know, it's the #1 youth sport in this country, period. And I think it's going to grow here, but I think it's going to go boom with the whole world.
Absolutely.
I agree. For sure. I hope it does, man.
I hope
It's
so.
an awesome sport.
That's what I was going to say. It seems like the soccer card market is growing exponentially, but once Europe gets more into soccer cards or cards in general, then that's what's going to like take it to the next level and have it catch up to like the basketball cards. and like the Prizm actual, like Zion. So
For sure. I mean, think about this next soccer game that's coming up here. How many people are going to be betting on this game? It's going to be widely watched. People that don't even look or watch soccer at all are going to be watching this game because it's the only sport on, and it's awesome, man.
Yeah. I'm thinking about the rookie situation where you guys were talking about before. So you have their rookie card when they played their first senior season, and then you have like their World Cup rookie. So people are using that as well, considered to be their rookie card. So for example, if the U.S. men actually did make the World Cup, you would have Pulisic's rookie card, which comes from 2016-17, and then people are saying if the U.S. men did make the World Cup, that's Pulisic's World Cup rookie. I'm seeing
got it
as well. And the World Cup happens so it's another reason to throw rookie in there.
Wow.
I know I've done that as well. So, I'm thinking about the women, and Kristen Press's rookie card is 2012. Her World Cup rookie is 2015 because that's the first time she attended a World Cup. It was in 2015. She wasn't on the 2011 roster. So
nice.
It's something that came to mind.
So I have one more question, and I want to know like what the top sets are for soccer. Like you see these select hobby boxes, and where are they? To me, that just feels really cheap.
You want to laugh. Okay, so if we're just talking 2016-17 select, I don't know if you can go back to those on blowout. If you can go back to those prices. So a case of that stuff 3 weeks ago, a month ago, was $720.
Dang.
And that's got Pulisic's rookie, that's got Rashford's rookie, and I'm not exaggerating. 3 weeks to a month ago, that case would cost $700. If we keep going on this website, I can throw some other prices at you here, like the
What about these? Like, why is that $44 for a?
Yeah, even that's increased quite that's an increase for that series, and it's a pretty quiet series. There's not so much going on in there. There's I think there's Griezmann's rookie and a couple others, but it's kind of a quiet class. I don't know if that's why. Like all these cases have increased in cost, and I know you're probably looking at that saying that's not a lot of money.
2018 though, that's kind of the hot year, right?
Yeah, 17-18, you got Mbappe in there, so that's okay right there. So you see that 17-18 Topps UEFA Champions League Chrome box, $549. I'm not lying to you. You can get a case of you could get a case of that stuff a month and a half ago, 2 months ago, for $549.
Oh my!
I wish I screenshotted it. So that's 12 boxes that you
Are
can
you
get
serious?
for $500. And that's got Mbappe's rookie in it. So think about go back in time 2 months ago. Could you imagine just beefing up on that stuff?
I've noticed that the 2014 World Cup Prizm series have almost doubled in the last couple of months in price sales as well. I don't know if those came down initially, but
yep. And that's because that's the first Prizm.
Right. Yep.
That blows my mind.
Isn't that crazy? Just that one box right there, you could get the entire case for $550 2 months ago. I'm gonna say a month and a half ago.
Dang.
So what about?
It's still early in soccer, I think, which is the good news.
What about these? Like, why is this Pogba card PSA 10 only $20? And this Griezmann, didn't you just say that's like his rookie card right there? The 16?
I think 15 is Griezmann's rookie.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
Go
okay.
back the year before. Wow. So it's interesting to see all these. The grading thing is new for us. We just sent out 400 cards to get graded, so we're really pumped to get those back.
Wow.
Did you send them to PSA?
Yes.
That was one other thing I was hoping to ask you about. We've been hearing a lot of good things about SGC as a card grading company, and actually seeing some of their sales of their top cards, like some Zion rookies, some Prizms, for more than PSA 10 cards. And some of the articles I've been reading, it just seems like even Gary Vee says, they're branded to be around for a long time, and they were kind of around while PSA took a little bit of a break during the Corona. So they've just gained a little bit of momentum. And one of the guys that works for them is a very experienced card grader I was reading about today, and they have a little bit different process that they do, and they're a little bit more specific in their grading than PSA is, which I think in the long run is going to be a good thing for them to have a little bit more ability to kind of dial into specific grades that I think people on a scale, it makes a little bit more sense than the PSA. And I don't know, I'm just kind of interested if, SGC is something you guys are thinking about. Or
So for SGC, they do have what they call I think it's 10 pristine. So it's like even above a 10, and those do sell for more than the PSA 10, but I don't think a straight SGC 10 sells for more than a PSA 10, but I do know that the 10 pristines do.
Okay.
But yeah, because like the 10 pristine label, it's basically the same. It's just like a gold outline.
Yeah, I think
they're a third-party company that's potentially a contender with PSA.
I mean, yeah.
Sounds like it. So Bailey, my question would be: is that soccer, or is that basketball, or is that in general?
I would say in general. Well, I mean PSA. I will predict for the foreseeable future will always be more expensive than SGC. But like the SGC pristine 10s will be more expensive than the PSAs.
It's like a BGS 10.
Right, exactly.
But they're like super hard to get though.
Mm-hmm.
Super hard, as they should be, And I think so. SGC, I watched this interview with their CEO. His name's Peter Brown the other day. He's 25 years old, so he's a young guy. He's got a lot of energy. He's got a lot of energy and a lot of passion, so you have to respect that. But one of the things he was talking about was just kind of like if we need their turnaround time being 2 weeks or 3 weeks or whatever it is, and PSAs being so long.
Yeah,
and he said if we need another grader, we'll just bring somebody. I'll hire somebody else. But from a collector standpoint, if you're just going to go out and hire somebody else to come in and make authentic a sports card or grade a sports card, you can't just find those people every day. So that's my discrepancy with it. And I don't know, man. PSA is just kind of the godfather of it all. Like the PSA 10 to PSA 10.
Yeah.
But
I reached out to
it's good to have competition too. So.
Yeah, I mean,
like I support it too.
Up and coming like soccer cards, like where there is no. What if soccer cards were known to be graded by SGC? What if that was their new ish?
Yeah, absolutely.
That's the type of relationship that I'm interested in, and like saying, maybe that's the way. I'm stocking up on soccer cards right now. I'm not going to grade them yet. It's a long-term play, but
right.
What if SGC continues to do really well? Maybe I want to send them all to SGC. Who knows? I'm just not sure yet.
If I could jump in, I think it's a good time. As a company, for us, first of all, I want to thank you so much for bringing me on, because I'm learning so much in this process of just sharing a podcast with you.
Right.
I really appreciate it, and I hope we can do this again.
Yeah.
So our play, without even knowing much about the companies and hearing everybody talk about this, is not to put all of our eggs into one basket. So we just set 400 cards to PSA. So when we get the money to be able to do so, I'm probably going to send 400 cards to SGC. And
I think that's smart.
And kind of just move things around and almost test the market, so to speak, in this process of growing and seeing which one's going to kind of take. Because if we put everything in the PSA and then it turns around and they go out of business and they lose credibility for whatever reason, that's a little bit of a tough situation. I would say a poor business decision. I think that we need to kind of explore them all and continue to learn and have discussions like we're having now.
I signed up for it today. It seems super simple and easy to operate. I think that its ease of use would be something that I'm interested in already. But just a little bit of a side note on a couple of the rookies, and just mentioning the whole Don Russ year when that rookie started, I feel like that almost kind of highlights a rookie year for a lot of the soccer cards. And I was wondering about even sending, like, I just bought a lot of, is it Vinicius Jr.? Vinicius from Real Madrid. I just bought a big lot of his cards, Don Russ rated rookie cards, and I'm thinking about sending, you know, a third of them to PSA and a third of them to BGS and SGC, and just to see, you know, get larger lots of cards like that, just to try and see what the value does on their sales.
You know, it's really good if you compare them right now. I think in general you would see that a PSA 10 is selling for more than an SGC 10, and it's considerable. But it doesn't mean that it's going to stay like that forever.
Right.
So, you know, it's hard to decide which one's the better play. And from what I understand, I heard that PSA is kind of getting away from working with just individuals, and they're going to focus on working with like a specified 50 or 60 dealers. So even if you want to be able to grade, and I think this is going to help PSA, so if you want to be able to grade with PSA, you've got to kind of already be in, so to speak. And then people that are just coming into the industry, like I think you go on the PSA website and kind of sign up for various subscriptions and then send your cards. I think that's going to kind of go away. And they're just going to focus on, like, say, 50 dealers that they work with. And I think that's going to kind of position themselves as it is more of like an elitist type of a grading company.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, I agree. I called them the other, like last week, and I asked if I could talk to. They have 6 or 7 sales reps on their staff, and they said you have to spend at least $20,000 a year to talk to a sales rep. So I think you're absolutely right. These big dealers like Got Baseball Cards, if you've heard of them, from down in Georgia.
It's funny you say that.
Like they won the best card shop last year.
Yep, that's who we're sending our cards in with.
No kidding.
I almost did that when I just sent my last batch in, but I decided to send them in myself. So, I talked to Joe on Facebook. Would you talk to him?
I have not
at all. I don't know. He owns Got Baseball Cards.
So I work with Austin. Austin runs US Soccer Break, and he does a lot.
Okay. Yep. Oh, okay. Yep, that's right.
With Joe. So in this whole process of grading, he was somebody that I really leaned up quite a bit, and it's helped me with the information that I need. And so otherwise, I don't know what we would do as far as PSA goes. So they've been huge to us. Austin's a huge help.
Awesome.
So grading.
Yeah, Joe's awesome.
Sounds it. I've never met Joe myself, but sounds like he's a super cool guy.
I haven't either, but I just talked to him on Facebook a few times. Yeah.
Awesome. Well, we appreciate you coming on, Anthony. Appreciate you taking the time to talk to us tonight. I feel like I personally learned a lot, and I'm sure Ben and Joe both did too.
Mm-hmm.
And
nice to meet you.
Yeah. Is there anything you want to shout out before we go?
I said I'm grateful for you guys having me on. I feel like I can keep. I only slept an hour and a half last night, and I'm drinking a lot of coffee right now. But I just want to continue this conversation, and I know that the show's over. But I'm happy to come back on and
definitely
cards with you guys anytime. And if I could ever help you guys out with information, in this process of you guys going after soccer cards, please reach out to me.
Yeah, we'll probably set something up along those lines with maybe even something more specific, like, hey, who should we be heading after type of deal, just to hear your expertise on that for sure.
Please
Sweet.
Cool.
Awesome.
Well, go subscribe Sacc Wolves on YouTube and follow him on Twitter. He's pretty active on both of them, and he does Monday night breaks. Let him know if you're interested. But
absolutely.
All right, thanks again.
Thank you guys so much.
Yep.
Awesome. Have a good night, brother.
Good to meet you all. Yep.